Ever feel like your mind is just, I don't know, a constant busy highway of thoughts, worries, and half-formed plans, and you're just looking for a clear exit ramp?
Uh-huh, that feeling of being overwhelmed.
Exactly. Or maybe you're just curious about how your own brain really works, seeking a deeper understanding of what truly drives you and makes you, well, you.
Yeah, that quest for self-knowledge.
Right. If any of that resonates, then you've definitely landed in the perfect spot today. We're embarking on a deep dive into something many of us might just dismiss as like a simple pastime, journaling.
Just writing in a diary.
Yeah, exactly. But what we're going to uncover today is that it's actually a profoundly powerful, scientifically backed tool. We're talking self-discovery, emotional healing, and continuous personal growth.
It's got some serious weight behind it.
Absolutely. So our mission for this deep dive is to unpack its various forms, reveal why it works so powerfully, share some practical tips to get you started, and I think this is the most exciting part, explore a whole wealth of specific prompts designed to unlock insights you might not even realize are just waiting inside you.
Yeah, those prompts can be real game changers.
Totally. And to guide us, we've pulled from a really comprehensive stack of sources.
A good mix.
A really good mix. We're talking everything from rigorous university research, mental health publications, places like the University of St. Augustine for health sciences, the Child Mind Institute, right through to insightful personal development blogs like Decide Your Legacy, Grit, and Grace Life.
So practical advice alongside the science.
Exactly. And even academic studies, detailed Wikipedia entries on things like reflective practice and journal therapy. So this isn't just theory, it's really grounded in a rich tapestry of real experiences, solid data, and therapeutic application.
Yeah, it's well-rounded.
Okay, so let's unpack this right from the start then. When we talk about journaling for self-discovery, what are we really getting into here?
Right.
Is it just, picking up a pen and scribbling down what you had for breakfast? Or is there genuinely more intention, more depth involved than just keeping a daily diary?
That's a really, really vital distinction to make because, yes, while a traditional diary is certainly a form of personal writing,
Sure.
journaling for self-discovery is much broader. It's more intentional and often, much more transformative.
Mm-hmm.
At its core, you could think of it as a form of expressive therapy.
Okay, expressive therapy. What does that mean exactly?
Well, what it means is that it's less about just chronicling the external events, what happened today. It's much more about focusing intently on your internal experiences.
Ah, inside stuff.
Exactly. Your thoughts, your deepest feelings, maybe those unspoken anxieties that rumble around, your quiet aspirations. The real goal here is to bring these internal dynamics into mental and emotional clarity, to sort of validate your own experiences and ultimately just deepen your understanding of yourself. It can even gently help you access difficult or maybe previously unconscious material that might be influencing you without you even fully realizing it.
Wow. So it's not just a casual record then. It's more like an active engagement with your inner landscape, almost like having a conversation with yourself, but paper.
Precisely. That's
Yeah.
a great way to put it. An active engagement. And this practice, this engagement, it can show up in several distinct yet interconnected forms. Each one offers a kind of unique pathway to self-insight.
Okay, like what? What are some of these forms?
Well, one really expansive genre is known as life writing.
Life reading.
Yeah. This is essentially a purposeful recording of your personal memories, your experiences, opinions, emotions. But, and this is key, with an eye towards understanding your own narrative, your life story.
So looking for patterns, meaning.
Exactly. It's fundamentally about exploring your identity through critical self-reflection. Think of it almost like building an autobiographical map of yourself.
I like that. A map.
You're trying to understand the internal forces, your core beliefs, your values, feelings, and the external forces, like significant relationships, cultural influences, societal pressures, things like that.
That have shaped who you are.
Precisely. That has shaped you into who you are today. And what's particularly powerful about life writing, I think, is that it's also a creative space.
Yeah.
You can use it to imagine and articulate your ideal self.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, who you aspire to be. So you're effectively sketching out your future identity right alongside exploring your past.
I can definitely see how looking at your life story through that kind of reflective lens, that map idea, would naturally lead to significant self-discovery, allowing you to connect the dots in completely new ways.
Absolutely. It's all about connecting those dots.
Yep.
And building on that idea, we have something called reflective writing.
Okay.
This takes maybe a more analytical, often more systematic approach. So here, you don't just describe an event or an experience. You then add your personal reflection on its deeper meaning.
Going beyond just the what happened.
Way beyond just recounting.
Right.
You're intentionally revisiting details, you're considering what went well or maybe what was challenging, and you're examining how that specific experience connects to the broader tapestry of your life, or even how it might inform your future actions.
Ah, like
It's not just about what happened, but crucially, what you learned from what happened.
so it's about asking those deeper, more probing questions, isn't it? Like, what did I truly notice about that situation? Or, okay, how has this experience actually changed me? Or maybe even if I could do it again, what might I have done differently? That really shifts it from just recording to genuinely analyzing.
Exactly, you nailed it. It's truly a mode of inquiry. That's a phrase used in some of the research. It's a systematic, deliberate way of recalling your experiences in writing, specifically to reframe your current situation, maybe challenge assumptions you hold, and generate new insights. And the more you consistently engage in this type of writing, the more you actually cultivate critical thinking. Not just about external events, but about your own patterns of thought and behavior.
So looking inward critically.
Yes. You learn to challenge accepted practices and assumptions, both about yourself and the world around you. So again, this isn't just about documenting your life, it's about continuously evolving your perspective through deliberate introspective thought. It's really a fundamental practice in lifelong learning.
It's fascinating how a seemingly simple act of writing can have such a structure, almost academic side to it, allowing for such deep personal growth. But this isn't some new invention, is it? It feels like something humans have probably been doing for, well, a very long time.
Oh, you're absolutely right. This whole concept of personal reflective writing, while perhaps we're rebranding it with modern terms now,
Yeah.
it has a remarkably long and rich history. We can trace its precursors way back to ancient texts.
Like,
Well, think of Marcus Aurelius's Meditations. That wasn't meant for publication at all. It was his personal journal, his private reflections on Stoic philosophy and how to live.
right, I know that one.
Or even look at ancient Buddhist teachings.
Yeah.
They extensively encourage self-contemplation and mindfulness through internal dialogue, which is very much akin to journaling. It's really a testament to the enduring human need for introspection.
It really is a fundamental need.
And then, more recently, relatively speaking, in 1966, a psychologist named Ira Progoff developed what he called his intensive journal method.
Intensive journal method, okay.
Yeah, this was a highly structured, almost therapeutic program specifically designed to achieve spiritual and personal growth. Progoff didn't just say, go write. He developed a whole system using a special loose leaf binder with various color-coded sections.
Wow, organized.
Very organized. These sections were dedicated to different dimensions of a person's life, their life history, career path, dreams, health, relationships, deeper spiritual meaning, all sorts of things. And the ingenious part was that working in one section, say writing about a career challenge, would naturally stimulate insights and connections in other sections, like maybe personal relationships or your life purpose.
Ah, so it all connects.
Exactly. It created this holistic, interconnected understanding of oneself. He talked about creating a dialogue between different parts of the self. So yeah, what we're discussing today is built on centuries of human reflection and decades of refined therapeutic development. It's a really robust and time-tested practice. And what's truly fascinating here, I think, is how this seemingly simple act, putting pen to paper or fingers to keyboard, how it cascades into so many vital areas of our well-being.
Yeah.
It's not just a pleasant habit, there are profound, tangible outcomes, almost like a ripple effect, starting from that simple action.
I think for many people, the idea of journaling sounds, well, nice, something they should do, maybe, but they don't fully grasp just how incredibly impactful it can be. So let's really break down the why it matters for our listeners. Let's focus on what this practice can actually do for them in their everyday lives.
Let's absolutely delve into that,
Right.
because the benefits are quite extraordinary. First and foremost, and this is a big one, journaling significantly improves mental health.
Okay. How so?
Well, it's been rigorously shown to reduce stress, help manage symptoms of anxiety and depression, and offer a really profound sense of relaxation. When you externalize your thoughts and feelings onto paper.
Getting them out of your head.
Exactly. It's almost like you're taking them out of that swirling vortex in your mind and placing them right there in front of you. This allows you to gain a much clearer perspective on your internal conflicts and also the external challenges you're facing.
Right.
Your problems, your fears, your concerns,
Right.
they sort of surface. And by seeing them in a tangible form, you can start to visualize solutions instead of just being overwhelmed by this, like, amorphous internal pressure. It's a powerful way to declutter your mind and create some mental breathing room.
So it's not just about venting then, is it? It sounds like it's also about actively changing your internal dialogue, almost like having a positive coach right there inside your own mind.
Exactly right. That's a key part of it. A journal becomes this safe, private space where you can actively practice positive self-talk.
Okay.
And you can consciously combat those insidious negative thoughts that often loop in our minds, you
Oh,
know?
yeah. Those loops.
This practice can profoundly improve your overall relationship with yourself, really fostering self-compassion. And this isn't just anecdotal fluff. There are studies rooted in what's known as emotional disclosure theory,
Okay.
proposed by a psychologist named James Pennebaker. And they show that regular writing about emotional experiences can actually reduce anxiety and depression symptoms by up to 20%.
Wow, 20%. That's significant.
It is. Pennebaker's work suggests that writing helps you bring structure to chaotic thoughts. Imagine physically organizing a messy drawer in your mind.
Good analogy.
By putting those scattered thoughts and maybe pent-up emotions onto paper, you create this tangible container for them. And that frees up mental space, allowing your brain to process them more effectively, which leads to greater mental clarity and resilience. It's a genuine mind-body connection at play.
That's a truly significant impact for something so accessible. I mean, pen and paper, or a keyboard. And if it helps us organize our thoughts, I imagine it must help us understand our feelings better, too.
It absolutely does, and that leads directly into our second major benefit.
Mhm.
It significantly boosts emotional intelligence.
Okay, EI, how does that work?
Well, journaling helps you make sense of how you're truly feeling about specific people or situations, whether they're troubling you, inspiring you, or just confusing you. It's an unparalleled tool for understanding your personal triggers.
Triggers, yeah, those hot spots.
Exactly. Those events, words, or situations that tend to elicit strong, sometimes really automatic emotional reactions. When you write down your thoughts as honestly as possible and with as little judgment as possible, which is key.
Harder than it sounds sometimes.
Oh, definitely. But when you do that, it opens the door to genuine self-discovery. And the more you know yourself in this deep way, the deeper your understanding becomes of your emotional reactions, your innate strengths, your areas for growth, and even the specific environments where you truly thrive and feel your best. It's really about becoming an expert on your own emotional landscape.
So it's not just about identifying that you're feeling, say, sad or angry, but understanding the roots of that emotion and how you typically respond, giving you more conscious control, maybe? That feels like a powerful shift.
Precisely. More conscious control is exactly it. Third benefit, journaling is incredibly effective in aiding goal achievement.
Ah, okay, making things happen.
Yes. There's kind of psychological magic, it seems, to the simple
Mhm.
physical act of writing down a goal. It just makes it feel more concrete, more real. It moves it from just a fleeting thought into a tangible intention.
Right.
And that naturally motivates action. You can use your journal to meticulously craft specific SMART goals. Remember those?
Yeah, specific, measurable.
Achievable, relevant, and time-bound. Exactly.
Yeah.
So instead of just writing, I want to be healthier, which is vague,
Right.
you'd write something like, I will walk 30 minutes, 5 days a week for the next 3 months to improve my cardiovascular health. Much more concrete.
Totally. Actionable.
Yes. Your journal then becomes this living document where you can monitor your progress, reflect on any obstacles that pop up, celebrate the small wins along the way, all as you take these deliberate steps towards accomplishing them. It really transforms vague aspirations into actionable plans.
And beyond just specific tasks or goals, how does this practice help with maybe broader thinking, accessing new ideas?
Oh, it profoundly inspires creativity. That's our fourth benefit. Journaling is an amazing way to channel your creative energy. For self-expression, sure, but also for anxiety reduction and even for novel problem solving.
Problem solving. Interesting.
Yeah. If you're someone who constantly has ideas swirling in your head, whether it's for a work project, a story, a new way to approach a challenge, your journal is the perfect place to quickly jot them down so you don't lose them.
Capture those fleeting thoughts.
Exactly. You can always revisit them later for more detailed exploration. And specific techniques, like stream of consciousness writing, which we'll talk more about,
Yeah.
or using thought-provoking prompts, can truly ignite that creative spark.
Right.
And some people even integrate visual elements. They use their journals to sketch or paint their thoughts and feelings, turning it into a truly multimodal creative outlet.
So it's definitely not just for professional writers or artists then. It's for anyone looking to tap into their creative flow, maybe find solutions to problems they've been wrestling with. That makes so much sense.
Absolutely. It's a universal tool. Fifth benefit, and this is often a surprising one for many people,
Yeah.
it genuinely boosts memory.
Really? How does that work?
Well, research has consistently shown that the physical act of writing information down by hand is an incredibly effective way to commit ideas to memory. Actually, far more so than simply typing or reading it.
Huh. The physical act matters.
It seems to. For students, this can be invaluable for absorbing and recalling complex concepts for exams. But really, for anyone, recording your thoughts, insights, or even just daily events allows you to easily return to your notes later and be reminded of insights, goals, or important details that might have otherwise just faded from your memory.
Okay.
And in the context of life writing, like we discussed, it literally helps preserve your personal history and memories. There's even some research suggesting it may diminish the potential onset or effects of cognitive decline, like dementia.
Wow.
It's kind of like building a reliable external hard drive for your brain.
That's a powerful connection, not just mental well-being in the present, but potentially cognitive health in the long term, too. That's huge.
It truly is. Benefit number 6. Journaling significantly enhances critical thinking skills.
Okay, thinking more deeply.
Yes. Studies, particularly in academic fields like, say, nursing education, have highlighted reflective journaling as an indispensable tool for developing a more robust critical thinking capacity. It involves taking a critical stance towards one's own practice and experiences, continuously learning from them, and asking those deeper why and how questions.
Hmm.
You're not just accepting information passively or reacting instinctively. You're actively analyzing, evaluating, and synthesizing. It's like developing an internal observer of your own thought process.
An observer. I like that.
Yeah, it allows you to not just have thoughts, but to analyze and evaluate them. Okay, why did I think that way? Was there another perspective I missed? What assumptions am I making here?
And that critical thinking ability, I imagine, translates directly into academic and professional success, right? Beyond just personal insights.
Precisely. Which brings us very neatly to the 7th benefit. It heightens academic performance. Researchers have consistently found that students who kept learning journals where they actively related learned concepts to their own experiences or real-world applications.
Making connections.
Exactly. Those students performed demonstrably better on exams. And there's also compelling self-reported evidence that expressive writing, just writing about experiences, can lead to higher GPAs. It seems to help integrate knowledge more deeply, moving beyond just rote memorization to true understanding and application.
Plus, I mean, all that consistent writing must inherently improve your communication skills, too, both on paper and maybe even verbally.
It absolutely does. And that's our 8th point. It powerfully strengthens communication and writing skills. The very act of organizing your often chaotic thoughts and structuring them into coherent sentences on paper forces you to think more clearly.
Right. You have to make sense of it.
You do. And this practice directly improves your ability to communicate effectively, not just in writing, but also verbally. There's a strong correlation between clear thinking and clear speaking. It also naturally enhances your overall writing ability, helps you refine your unique voice, and expands your vocabulary as you search for just the right words to capture your internal landscape.
So beyond the deeply personal insights, it has very tangible, practical benefits for how you engage with and articulate yourself in the wider world. That's really useful.
Indeed. Very practical. Our 9th point is about broader psychological and cognitive welfare. Life writing, for example, offers increased insight into difficult or even traumatic experiences, helping you make sense of them.
Processing the tough stuff.
Exactly. It's also incredibly effective for developing healthy coping management techniques, giving you new tools for navigating stress and adversity. Furthermore, it enables self-empathy with your past self.
Self-empathy.
Yeah, allowing you to understand and perhaps even forgive who you were or choices you made. And that propels you toward discovering your life's purpose and direction. And perhaps one of its most profound effects is how it reduces the mental and physical burden of suppressing secrets or unresolved negative events.
Holding things in takes energy.
A huge amount of energy. By transferring that emotional and cognitive load onto paper, you literally externalize it. You offload it. This frees up mental energy and often leads to increased feelings of gratitude and just relief.
That idea of releasing emotional burdens onto the page, almost like, yeah, offloading them, is very compelling. And I've heard people talk about journaling as a way to reconcile different parts of yourself, almost like bridging gaps within your own identity. Is that a real thing?
That's our 10th benefit, and yes, in many ways, it's one of the most profound. The reconciliation of the
The
self.
reconciliation of the selves.
Life writing, in particular, offers this unique opportunity for a dialogue between your past self, let's call that self one, the one who experienced events and maybe felt certain emotions or made certain choices, and your present self, self two, who is now writing, reflecting, and bringing new understanding to that past.
So present you talking to past you.
In a way, yes. In this dynamic, your present self acts almost as a compassionate counselor, empathizing with, validating, and maybe even forgiving your past self for perceived missteps or vulnerabilities.
Forgiving yourself.
Exactly. This process leads to a powerful sense of self-unity. It allows you to view your entire timeline collectively, with new outlooks, a deeper sense of meaning, and a more integrated sense of identity. It helps you become more in sync with your authentic self, fostering a deep and lasting healing from within. It truly is a comprehensive tool for profound growth and holistic well-being.
Wow. Okay, hearing about all these profound benefits immediately sparks that natural next question. This all sounds incredible, but where do I even begin to tap into these benefits myself? It can feel a bit daunting, can't it? Staring at that blank page, wondering where to even start.
Oh, it's a common feeling. Completely understandable.
Mm.
But the good news is there are very practical, actionable steps you can take to make journaling a rewarding and, importantly, sustainable part of your life.
Okay, practical steps. Good.
First, setting the stage is key. And this begins even before you write your first word. One of the most enjoyable parts for many people is simply investing in a journal you genuinely love.
The journal itself matters.
It really does. Think
Yeah.
about it. A journal isn't just paper. It's a dedicated physical space for your deepest thoughts. So choose one that appeals to you aesthetically. Maybe it's a beautiful cover, a certain paper texture you like, or a specific size. Some sources actually recommend a larger format, like an 8.5 by 11 inch.
Oh, like a notebook size.
Yeah, exactly.
Mm.
Because it offers ample space for thoughts to flow freely without feeling constrained by tiny pages. This selection process itself becomes part of the positive ritual, making you excited to actually open it.
Yeah, I can absolutely see how choosing a beautiful journal would make you more likely to open it. Makes the experience feel more intentional, more special.
Exactly. That intention matters. Next, picking a time that works for you is crucial. And it's really important to remember there's no single right or wrong time of day.
No rigid rules.
No rigid rules.
Hmm.
The most important thing is to choose a period where you can truly be alone and uninterrupted, even if it's just for 10 or 15 minutes.
Okay.
For some people, this might be first thing in the morning. Set intentions, clear their mind before the day's demands begin. For others, it's right before bed. Process the day's events, release any lingering thoughts before sleep.
Makes sense.
Or you might find yourself drawn to it spontaneously.
Sure.
When you feel strong emotions, maybe stress, excitement, confusion that you want to explore more deeply. And here's a really freeing tip. It doesn't have to be a daily practice.
Oh, good.
Find a rhythm that works for you. Some people journal once or twice a week. Others might do it every day for a few days, then take a break. It's a tool you turn to when you need to express yourself, not some rigid obligation or another source of guilt.
That's incredibly reassuring, knowing it doesn't have to be a daily chore. Okay, so once you have your lovely journal and your quiet time slot, then what? For many, myself included sometimes, the blank page itself can still feel intimidating. What do you actually write about?
That's a great point, the blank page stare.
Mm.
If you're feeling a bit stuck, consider focusing on a few common themes that tend to elicit deep reflection. You could explore maybe limiting beliefs or fears that you hold, feelings of being overwhelmed, stressed, or worried, maybe decisions you're grappling with. You could simply recap recent events and reflect on how they made you feel. You could try articulating a clear vision for your future self or your profession. Or, and this is a wonderful starting point for many, just list things you're genuinely grateful for.
Gratitude journaling, yeah.
Exactly. The key is just to start. The momentum often builds from there. Don't wait for some bolt of inspiration. Just begin writing. Anything. Now let's talk about writing styles and methods, because there are several distinct approaches that can help you not only get started, but also deepen your practice over time.
Okay, different ways to do it.
Yes. One very popular and effective method, especially for just clearing your head, is stream of consciousness.
Stream of consciousness, heard of it.
The instruction is really simple. You just write continuously. maybe for 1 or 2 pages, or for a set amount of time, like 5 or 10 minutes, without stopping.
No stopping.
All stopping. You don't pause to think, you don't edit, you don't judge what you're writing. You simply allow whichever thoughts are present in your mind to flow directly onto the paper. With or without punctuation, perfect grammar doesn't matter.
Okay, just let it rip.
Exactly.
Yeah.
This practice is incredibly revealing because it often brings to the surface thoughts that are very prominent on your mind, maybe recurring anxieties or ideas you didn't even realize were occupying so much mental space. It's like draining a mental dam, letting it all flow out.
So it's about getting everything out totally unfiltered just to see what's truly there, rather than trying to craft perfect sentences.
Precisely. Unfiltered is the key word. And very similar to that is the brain dump method.
Brain dump.
Oh.
Sounds messy.
It can be.
Yeah.
And that's okay. This is exactly what it sounds like.
Yeah.
You simply write down whatever comes to mind, purely to free up mental space. It doesn't need to make sense. It doesn't need to be coherent or even grammatically correct.
Right.
You could literally jump from writing down a grocery list item to a profound thought to a random worry about something next week. The sole purpose is to offload that mental clutter from your working memory onto the page.
Just get it out.
Just get it out, allowing your mind to feel lighter and more spacious afterwards. It's incredibly freeing for a busy or overwhelmed mind.
I can definitely see how that would be incredibly freeing, especially when you feel like your brain is just too full.
Absolutely. It's like hitting a reset button.
Yeah.
Then we have bullet journaling. Maybe you heard of this one. It was famously created by writer Carol.
Yeah, the Bujo method. Very popular.
Very popular. The highly adaptable hybrid system, part journal, part planner, specifically designed for, as Carol puts it, tracking the past, ordering the present, and designing the future. This method is fantastic if you want to integrate planning and actionable steps directly into your reflection practice, especially for working towards your goals and dreams, as it combines that forward planning with purposeful reflection on how things are going. It's a very visual and organized way to journal.
Right. For people who like structure.
Exactly. Now, for those looking for deeper, perhaps more analytical self-reflection, especially maybe in professional or learning contexts, we have reflective practice models.
Okay, getting more structured now.
A bit more structured. These provide frameworks to guide your introspection. One widely used and quite accessible model is Borgen's model. It uses 3 simple but really powerful questions that build upon each other. What happened? So what? And now what?
What? So what? Now what? Simple.
Simple but effective. You begin by describing the situation objectively, the what happened. Then you move to so what? This is where you scrutinize the experience. What's its meaning? What did I learn? How did it feel? You're basically constructing knowledge from the experience.
Okay, the analysis part.
Exactly. Finally, the now what phase pushes you to reflect on how you can personally improve, or what the consequences of your response might be for future actions. It systematically moves you from observation to insight to actionable steps.
That seems like a very clear, almost step-by-step path to follow when you want to truly learn and evolve from an experience. Makes reflection less intimidating.
It does. It provides that structure. Another widely used and maybe even more structured approach, particularly beneficial for debriefing significant experiences, is Gibbs's reflective cycle.
Gibbs's cycle. Yeah.
This is a comprehensive 6-stage debriefing process. It goes like this. First, description. What happened? Aim for an objective account, free from judgment or conclusions. Just the facts.
That's just facts.
Second, feelings. What were your reactions and emotions during and after that experience? This connects you to your emotional landscape.
Got it. Emotion.
Third, evaluation. What was good or bad about the experience? This involves making value judgments about different aspects of the situation.
Judging the outcome.
All right. Fourth, analysis. This is where you really make sense of the situation. Maybe bring in outside ideas, theories, explore underlying dynamics, what was really going on beneath the surface.
Dipping deeper.
Fifth, conclusions, general and specific. What can be generally concluded from this experience that might apply to others? And then what are the specific conclusions for your personal situation or your way of working?
Okay, broader lessons and personal lessons.
Exactly. And finally, crucially, personal action plans. What will you do differently next time? What specific concrete steps will you take based on what you've learned and concluded?
The action part, okay.
This cycle encourages a really thorough, systematic, and incredibly productive reflection process.
That's definitely much more in-depth than simply writing about your day. It truly pushes you to dissect an experience and derive concrete lessons from it.
It absolutely does. And then there's another model from Donald Schoen called Schoen's Reflection on Action and reflection in action.
Okay, two types of reflection there.
Exactly. This model differentiates between two critical moments of reflection. Reflection on action is what we mostly think of reflecting after an experience has occurred, considering what happened, what could have been done differently, what positives emerged. It's looking back to learn.
Right, hindsight.
Yes. But reflection in action, which is really interesting, is about reflecting while you're actively doing something.
In the moment, how does that work?
It involves questioning and adjusting your actions in real time, applying a critical lens to your practice as it unfolds. It's that moment in a conversation or while doing a task where you suddenly think, maybe I should try a different approach here.
Ah, okay. That internal check-in.
Exactly. This continuous active self-assessment is really key to ongoing professional and personal growth. It enables immediate adaptation and learning right there in the moment. Now, beyond these sort of structured models, there are specific journal therapy techniques. These are often used in guided therapeutic settings, but they're also incredibly powerful when you apply them individually.
Okay, techniques from therapy we can use ourselves.
Exactly. One is the sprint technique. It's straightforward. You just write about anything that comes to mind for a designated short period, say 5 or 10 minutes without stopping. Similar to stream of consciousness, it encourages catharsis and often reveals whatever's most pressing on your mind.
Quick burst writing.
Yep. Lists are excellent for clarity. You simply write down connected items to prioritize things, organize thoughts, or identify patterns. For example, you can make a list of things I need to let go of, or things that bring me joy. Simple, but effective.
I like lists. They feel manageable.
They do. Captured moments involves describing the essence and the emotional experience of a specific memory in vivid detail. It's not just recounting the facts, but really reliving and extracting the feelings associated with it.
Bringing a memory to life.
Yes. Then there's unsent letters. This is a particularly powerful technique.
Unsent letters? Sounds intriguing.
It is. You write a letter to anyone, could be someone alive or dead, a specific person, or even a general concept like my fear or my regret, with the explicit intention of never sending it.
Ah, okay. The not sending is key.
Absolutely key. This helps to completely silence your internal censor. It allows you to express raw, unfiltered emotions without worrying about consequences or how it sounds. It's especially useful for grieving, processing trauma, or resolving unsaid feelings towards someone. You can even include imagined replies from the recipient, which can provide some profound insights.
Wow, that sounds intense, but potentially very healing.
It can be. Another related one is dialogue. This involves creating both sides of a conversation, but with anything a person you're struggling with, maybe a part of your body like a persistent pain, a significant past event, a challenging situation, or even an abstract concept like time or money.
Talking to anything.
Pretty much.
Right.
This could be a profound way to reveal inner conflicts, gain new perspectives on a situation, or engage with difficult emotions from a bit of a distance, seeing both sides laid out.
I can see how that would uncover things.
And finally, feedback is important, even if it's just feedback from yourself. This process of reviewing what you've written, maybe a day or a week later, helps you become more aware of your feelings, acknowledge them, accept them, and reflect on what you've documented. It sort of closes the loop of the reflective process.
Going back and reading it later. Okay. Wow, those are incredibly varied and specific ways to approach writing. It's truly not a one-size-fits-all practice, is it? You can really tailor it to what you need in the moment.
Exactly. That's the beauty of it. And no matter which style, method, or technique you choose, there are a few core principles for all journaling that are really vital for its effectiveness and for maximizing your insights.
Okay, fundamental rules.
Sort of guiding principles. First, always date everything you write. It creates a timeline of your journey, allows you to track your growth over time.
Simple but important.
Very. Second, try to write quickly, especially when you're starting out. Just allow your thoughts to flow without overthinking, editing, or worrying about perfection. Get it down first.
Don't censor yourself.
Exactly. Third, keep your writings. Don't throw them away. They become this invaluable record of your journey, a resource for recognizing patterns later on, and frankly, a testament to your progress over time.
Your personal history.
Precisely. And maybe most importantly, always tell the complete truth in your journal. Be brutally honest with yourself. Remember, your journal is for your eyes only, so there's no need to worry about grammar, spelling, or what someone else might think. The raw content and your absolute honesty are what truly matter for unlocking profound self-discovery.
Be honest, keep it. Write fast. Date it. Got it. Now, For many of our listeners, myself included, this is where it gets really interesting for self-discovery. A blank page, even with all these methods we've talked about, can still feel daunting sometimes. But prompts are like keys, aren't they? Opening doors to parts of yourself you might not even know are there, guiding your reflection and helping you uncover those hidden insights you've been seeking.
That's a perfect way to describe it. Keys. Prompts provide a starting point, a gentle nudge, or sometimes a really profound question that sparks introspection when you might feel stuck or don't know where to begin. They help you move beyond just surface-level thoughts to truly delve into your inner landscape.
Okay, let's hear some.
Let's explore some categories of prompts, and I genuinely encourage everyone listening. Pick one or two that resonate with you and just try them out after this deep dive. See what happens.
Deal.
Okay, first, we have general self-reflection prompts. These are designed to get you thinking broadly about your experiences, your past, your reactions, helping you map your personal history and current state.
Mapping again. Okay.
Like this one. What is something unexpected that happened to you recently? How did it impact you? This prompt, it goes beyond just recounting an event. It helps you connect what happened to its emotional reverberations inside you. It helps you recognize its deeper impact. Maybe it reveals how adaptable you are, or perhaps what truly throws you off balance.
Connecting event to feeling.
Yes. Or, here's a powerful one for uncovering values. What was one of the best days of your life and why? Also, what was one of the worst? Thinking about these extremes can powerfully uncover your core values and sources of joy, what truly makes you feel alive. And at the same time, it offers a safe space to process past pain in a structured way, allowing reflection without necessarily being re-traumatized. You might discover that the worst day actually taught you something profound about your resilience or your priorities.
Finding lessons in the tough times, too.
Exactly. And to foster self-acceptance and identify areas for growth, consider this simple pair. What are my strengths? What are my weaknesses? This isn't about harsh self-criticism, remember? It's about honest self-assessment, allowing you to acknowledge your capabilities and gently identify areas where you might want to grow or focus.
Those really get you thinking beyond just the surface narrative of your life, don't they? It's like a guided tour of your own mind, pulling you towards specific insights.
Exactly. A guided tour. Next, let's look at self-care and positive prompts. These focus specifically on nurturing yourself, cultivating self-compassion, and intentionally building a more positive and resilient outlook.
Self-care is so important.
Absolute crucial. So try this. How are you feeling in this moment? Describe all that you're experiencing within yourself. This seemingly simple prompt grounds you powerfully in the present moment. It encourages emotional honesty right now. It's a foundational step for self-awareness, allowing you to check in with your emotional baseline before diving into anything else. Like, what physical sensations are present? What thoughts are circling?
Just checking in, being present.
Yes. And here's a truly vital question for self-nurturing. What do you need in your life right now? This is crucial for identifying those unexpressed needs, which often get overlooked in the hustle and bustle of daily life.
We often ignore our needs.
We do. This prompt pushes you to articulate whether you need rest, or connection, or creative expression, or maybe even just a moment of quiet. This is really a cornerstone of self-care planning.
Okay. Asking, what do I need?
And to actively build self-esteem, try this. Write down 3 things that you accomplished this week, no matter how small they may seem. This isn't just about gratitude, though that's good too. It actively builds self-esteem and helps you recognize your progress. It reinforces positive self-perception and combats that tendency we sometimes have to minimize our achievements.
Yeah, we focus on what went wrong.
Exactly. This pushes back. It could be as simple as, I finally got around to folding that laundry pile, or I listened patiently to a friend. Small wins matter.
Those prompts really highlight the importance of being kind to yourself and actively seeking out the positive, even in small things. It sounds like a great way to maybe retrain your mind a bit.
They absolutely do. And they're crucial for building psychological resilience. Now, shifting slightly to reflective prompts. These help you delve into specific experiences, relationships, or environments and uncover their deeper meanings and their impact on you.
Digging into specific moments.
Yes. Write about a time when you felt truly understood by someone. What did it feel like, and why was that experience important to you? This prompt explores the profound importance of connection and validation in your life. It can highlight the qualities you value in others and how you recognize genuine empathy when you feel it.
Feeling understood. That's powerful.
It really is. Another powerful one for identifying personal sanctuaries. Describe a place that feels particularly calming or peaceful to you. This isn't just about a physical location necessarily. It helps you identify what element, maybe it's nature, maybe quiet, specific sounds, or solitude, what contributes to your sense of tranquility. It gives you a mental refuge you can access even when you're not physically there.
Your mental happy place.
Exactly. And maybe, if you could relive an experience in your life, what would it be? This prompt is a fascinating way to reveal moments of peak happiness or profound learning. It highlights what you value most and what truly fills you with joy or a sense of accomplishment.
These really encourage you to slow down and maybe savor moments, even if they're from the past, and understand their lasting impact and resonance.
Exactly. Savoring and understanding. Now, moving on to self-help and self-healing prompts. These are designed more specifically to facilitate emotional processing, address psychological blockages, and encourage proactive growth.
Okay, getting into the nitty-gritty.
A bit, for example. What's one feeling that's been bothering you lately? How can you process and release it? This provides a direct pathway to emotional processing and release. Let's say it's anger. You might write about its source, how it makes your body feel, and then maybe brainstorm constructive ways to express or release it without harming yourself or others. It helps you address underlying emotional burdens instead of letting them fester.
Tackling difficult feelings head on.
Yes. Or try this one. What dream or desire have you been hesitant to pursue? What's holding you back, and what steps can you take to move towards it? This prompt directly uncovers resistance. Maybe it's fear of failure, self-doubt, external obstacles, and then encourages actionable steps toward your aspirations, pushing you out of stagnation and into intention.
Moving past the blocks.
Right. And for directly addressing those limiting beliefs we talked about, what's one negative thought or belief you have about yourself? How can you challenge and reframe it in a more positive light? This addresses self-limiting beliefs head-on for potentially significant psychological growth. For instance, if you believe, I'm not good enough, you might write about specific instances where you were good enough, or reframe it to something like, I am always learning and growing, and I'm enough for today.
Challenging those negative thoughts, that's cognitive reframing, right?
Exactly, you're doing cognitive reframing on yourself. Those prompts are quite direct, aren't they? It's almost like a mini therapy session you're conducting with yourself, guiding yourself towards solutions.
They really are. Empowering.
They truly are. And they empower you to be your own active guide in your healing journey. Next up, we have self-awareness prompts. These aim to deepen your understanding of your core values, your emotional responses, and how you interact with the world.
Knowing yourself better.
Fundamentally,
Right.
like, what are your core values and how do they guide your daily life and decision-making? This is so fundamental for understanding your authentic self and ensuring your actions are truly aligned with your deepest beliefs. For example, if a core value is integrity, how does that actually show up in your work, your relationships, your personal choices day to day?
Making values conscious and active.
Yes. Or write about a recent situation in which you felt triggered or reactive. What was the trigger and how did you react? What can you learn from this experience? This prompt delves into the mechanics of your emotional responses. By dissecting a reactive moment, you deepen your understanding of your emotional triggers, allowing for more conscious, less automatic reactions in the future. You learn to pause and respond rather than just react impulsively.
Understanding those buttons that get pushed.
Precisely. And maybe, what is your biggest fear and how does it impact your behavior and decisions? This uncovers underlying anxieties and shines a light on their subtle, or maybe not so subtle, influence on your life choices. By naming and exploring your fears in the safety of your journal, you begin to take away some of their power, hopefully making more conscious, empowered decisions.
It's amazing how a simple, well-crafted question can immediately lead you to an insight you might have never explicitly considered before, revealing so much about yourself just by asking.
It's the profound power of focused introspection. It really is. Finally, let's touch on some creative and evocative prompts. These use more imaginative approaches, sometimes bypassing the analytical mind to access deeper feelings and subconscious insights.
Ooh, creative ones. Fun.
They can be really fun and revealing. For instance, the things I carry. Make a list of the emotional burdens you feel you are carrying right now. Then, next to each one, note what specific, actionable steps you could take, even small ones, to lighten that burden. This helps you visually unpack weighing emotions and empower their release. It's about moving from just acknowledging the weight to actually designing a way to put it down.
From burden to action. I like that.
Or try this. Emotions as colors. Assign a specific color to each of your current emotions. Maybe joy, sadness, anxiety, excitement. And then explain why you chose that particular color for each feeling. This imaginative approach creates a visual representation of your feelings, making it easier to articulate your emotional state, especially when words feel inadequate. You might find your anxiety is a swirling gray, while your hope is a vibrant green.
Using metaphor and imagery. Cool.
Exactly. Another powerful one. A letter to my future self. Compose a letter to yourself, maybe 5 or 10 years from now. Share your current hopes, your dreams, your present struggles, and maybe what specific actions you want to commit to taking for your mental health between now and then. This connects your present self to your future aspirations and fosters a sense of commitment and accountability to your own well-being. It can be incredibly motivating to read later.
A message to future you. That's lovely.
And here's a truly powerful, maybe even transformative prompt suggested by therapy in a nutshell. What would you do if you believed in yourself and in your right to be loved and to be safe? Write about the actions you would take to get your life back and live your dream.
Wow, that's a big one.
It's a big one. It's about imagining and acting towards an empowered future, free from the constraints of self-doubt and fear. It encourages you to step into a more courageous version of yourself, even just on the page to start.
These prompts offer such a rich variety, don't they? From the really practical and analytical to the truly imaginative and deeply personal. They really do feel like keys, like you said, to unlocking different chambers of the self. What an incredible resource for anyone starting or maybe wanting to deepen their journaling practice.
They really are. And if we just take a step back for a moment and connect this to the bigger picture, it's important to remember that journaling isn't just a deeply personal journey for individual self-discovery. It's also a powerful therapeutic tool and a fundamental skill for continuous learning that extends far beyond your personal page. It has real applications in various professional and clinical contexts, too.
That's a crucial point, yeah. While we focus mostly on the individual introspective benefits, it's clear from the sources we looked at that journaling and reflective writing have much broader, even quite formal applications. Can you tell us a bit more about that?
Indeed. Let's delve into its therapeutic applications for a bit. In a clinical context, journaling is often formally integrated into psychotherapy sessions. Sometimes it's referred to as journal therapy.
Okay.
Therapists might assign specific journal homework, guiding clients through particular writing exercises designed to address certain issues, maybe exploring a traumatic memory, examining relationship patterns, identifying core beliefs.
Targeted writing.
Exactly. The insights and material revealed in the journal are then discussed and processed during the actual therapy sessions. This creates a really powerful synergy between the client's personal reflection and the professional guidance. It provides a deeper, more continuous insight into the client's internal world than maybe session discussions alone can offer.
So it's not just a solo activity then, but something that can be actively facilitated and deepened by working with a mental health professional.
Exactly. And one of the most well-researched areas within this is the expressive writing paradigm. We touched on James Pennebaker's work earlier.
Right, writing about emotional stuff.
Yes. This typically involves writing about emotional experiences, often including traumatic events, for a relatively short designated period, maybe 15 to 20 minutes, often over several consecutive days. And the benefits are significant and widely documented. They span both improved physical and mental health.
Physical health too.
Yes. We're talking about measurable physiological changes, like reduced blood pressure, improved mood, a reduction in depressive symptoms, and even things like enhanced immune function, which can lead to fewer doctor visits.
Wow, how does that work?
Well, the theory posits that writing about these emotional experiences helps you to organize or make sense of chaotic thoughts and feelings, and also to release pent-up emotions. By structuring the narrative of an emotional event, you move from a state of internal overwhelm to one of greater clarity and resilience. You're actively processing what might otherwise remain an unintegrated, distressing experience floating around inside you.
That's a powerful connection between mental expression and physical well-being. It almost sounds too good to be true sometimes, but you're saying the research really backs it up. Are there variations of this that are perhaps less intense for those who might be hesitant to delve into deep trauma right away?
Yes, absolutely. That's a great question. A modified version that's gaining significant traction is called positive effect journaling, or PAJ for short.
PAJ, okay.
Instead of focusing on traumatic or deeply distressing experiences, PAJ concentrates solely on positive experiences, emotions, and thoughts. So participants might be asked to write about moments of joy, gratitude, accomplishment, connection, things like that.
Focusing on the good stuff.
Exactly. And studies have shown this approach can be remarkably effective in reducing mental distress. especially anxiety, decreasing perceived stress, and increasing perceived personal resilience and social integration. It's shown particular promise in medical patients facing health challenges. For many people, PAJ is seen as a more gentle, yet still highly effective, alternative to traditional expressive writing. It offers a more pleasant entry point into the benefits of journaling.
So you really can choose the approach that best suits your emotional needs and comfort level at the time. That's wonderful for accessibility, isn't it?
Precisely. Accessibility is key. Journaling also has remarkably specific applications for healing specific traumas. For instance, looking at veterans dealing with war trauma, research shows writing about their experiences helps them establish what's sometimes called standardized narratives, or even a mythologization of uncontrollable events.
Standardized narratives, what does that mean?
It isn't about fabricating a false narrative. It's about transforming vague, overwhelming, traumatic images and fragmented memories into a coherent, personal story, giving it structure.
Okay. Making sense of it.
Yes. This process allows them to gain a sense of control over their narratives, reinforcing their self-identity in the face of immense disruption and aiding in the integration of the trauma into their life story. Similarly, in addiction recovery, writing exercises have been shown to significantly improve coping mechanisms, boost overall health, and foster self-confidence and self-esteem.
How does it help there?
By reflecting on past actions, understanding triggers, and connecting with others' experiences through writing, individuals can process their journey, identify problematic patterns, and actively plan for future behavior changes. It strengthens their commitment to sobriety and recovery.
It's incredible how writing, in these really tough contexts, can provide such a profound sense of agency and healing, helping individuals reshape their narratives and, in a way, reclaim their lives.
It really is a powerful tool for meaning-making and agency. And beyond therapy, journaling and reflective practice have significant and increasingly recognized roles in academic and professional development as well.
Right, outside the clinic.
Exactly. In education, for instance, it's a powerful tool for fostering critical thinking and decision-making in students. We mentioned this briefly. It helps them think about their own thinking, that idea of metacognition.
Thinking about thinking.
Yeah. It's like having that internal observer of your own thought process, allowing you to not just have thoughts, but to analyze and evaluate them. Why did I think that way? Was there another perspective I missed? This self-observation enables self-evaluation and helps students connect learned concepts to real-world applications, which, as we saw, often leads to better exam performance. It can also serve as a safe outlet for students to process pent-up emotions and even enhances empathy by encouraging them to reflect on diverse perspectives.
And for educators themselves, I imagine this reflective practice is also crucial for their own growth and effectiveness.
Absolutely. It's huge for teachers. Reflective practice is widely acknowledged now as essential for effective teaching. It allows them to systematically collect evidence from their daily classroom practice, what worked, what didn't, to critically rethink their approaches to lessons or student interactions, and to explicitly incorporate professional knowledge gained from experience into their future planning. It's about that cycle of continuous improvement in their pedagogy.
That makes perfect sense. Evaluating and adjusting. I can see how that would be crucial for continuous improvement in pretty much any field, really. Does this extend to other professions, especially maybe high-stakes fields like healthcare?
It definitely does. For health professionals, reflective writing is incredibly valuable. It enhances clinical reasoning skills, that ability to think critically about complex patient cases and make informed decisions. It promotes personal growth by helping them process the often intense emotional demands of their work. It helps them overcome learning obstacles and significantly improves their critical thinking, adaptability, and their ability to apply lessons from past challenges to future patient encounters.
So it makes them better practitioners.
Essentially, yes. In fact, many professional associations in healthcare now require reflective portfolios as part of licensing and ongoing quality assurance. That really highlights its recognized value in fostering lifelong learning and competence. It's even been shown to improve empathy in medical students, which is so vital for truly compassionate patient care. And more broadly, in pretty much any profession, journaling and reflective practice help individuals continuously update their skills and knowledge in an ever-changing world. It encourages them to consider new ways to interact with colleagues and clients, to consciously value their personal strengths, to view experiences more objectively, and to empathize with others' perspectives. Ultimately, it helps in planning for future behavior based on identified patterns and desired outcomes. It's truly a versatile, accessible tool for anyone seeking continuous growth, self-improvement, and enhanced professional effectiveness in their work life.
So it's truly a skill applicable right across the board then. For anyone who wants to learn, evolve, and continuously sharpen their professional edge, not just their personal insight, that's a powerful takeaway.
Yes, it really is. However, it's also important, I think, to acknowledge that, like any powerful tool, there can be challenges of reflective practice. It's not always easy, and setting realistic expectations can help.
Okay, what kind of challenges?
Well, for some, there might be a misunderstanding of the process itself. They might confuse it with just logging events, like a simple diary, rather than engaging in that deeper analysis and meaning-making. Others can feel a genuine discomfort in challenging their own established practices or deeply held beliefs, which, let's face it, is a core part of reflection.
Yeah, that can be uncomfortable.
It can be. It can also feel time-consuming, especially at first. Individuals might feel confused about what specific situations are worth reflecting upon, or how to actually extract meaningful lessons. Also, a specific challenge in educational settings is that students, for example, might write inauthentically or superficially if they know their reflections are being graded. That can undermine the genuine introspection.
Right, writing for the grade, not for the insight.
Exactly. And when done independently, just a lack of consistent motivation or maybe external guidance or feedback can certainly be a barrier for some people. But, recognizing these potential challenges allows us to approach journaling with a clearer understanding and maybe develop strategies to overcome them, ensuring the journey is as rewarding as possible.
That's a good balanced perspective. It's powerful, but maybe not always easy. Okay, this deep dive has truly unveiled journaling as this multifaceted, profoundly powerful practice. Far, far more than just, writing in a casual diary. We've explored its diverse definitions, seen the profound, scientifically backed benefits it offers for everything from mental health and emotional intelligence, right through to goal achievement and professional development.
Hmm, quite a range.
An incredible range. And then, crucially, we've hopefully armed you, the listener, with practical approaches, a toolkit of writing styles, and a wealth of specific prompts to help you confidently embark on or maybe deepen your own self-discovery journey.
Which really raises an important question for you, our listener.
Yeah.
How might carving out this unique, dedicated space for self-expression and guided reflection truly transform your perspective? Not just on your inner world, but on how you engage with the challenges and opportunities in the world around you. What new clarity or direction might emerge from simply taking the time to listen to yourself on paper?
Yeah. So consider this. What hidden insights, what unspoken wisdom, what maybe transformative truths are waiting for you to simply put pen to paper and invite them to emerge? Your authentic self is waiting to be heard, to be understood, and maybe to guide you. After everything we've discussed today, what's just one prompt, maybe one method, or one idea from this deep dive that you'll try first? To truly begin to, as one of our sources put it, shatterproof yourself from within. The journey, as they say, is waiting.